With grace, grit, and a whole lot of delicious food, my next guests star in a new drama about the forging of incredible friendships as three newly immigrated South Asian women navigate their unique challenges in life while their husbands are working abroad. Here's a look at Potluck Ladies.
Everyone, meet Sumera, our new guest.
Welcome to the group. I'm Nisha. Do you have any children?
Yes.
Good. A daughter?
Yes. What about you?
I only have one son. He's handsome and single. He just started a job at the bank making six-figure salary.
It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife.
Please welcome the stars of Potluck Ladies, Kavita Musti, Natasha Krishnan, and Elisa Mulacheri. Hello, ladies! How are you doing?
Really good.
Oh my gosh! First off, huge congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
Since the women in your show and in different communities bond over food at potlucks, you happened to bring a potluck for us to dig into. I'm sorry. So what are we going to be eating here?
I brought a dal,
Okay.
which is a traditional South Asian dish. The recipe is from my aunt.
Okay.
Anu, shout out to her.
Yeah.
So that's what this is. It's predominantly lentils, split peas, that kind of thing. So
Beautiful. I love a lentil. I love a pulse. They're so good. They're quicker cooking.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
they're very hearty.
Super hearty. What did you bring?
I brought very cultural specific things. So because I'm from the south of India,
Yeah.
I brought idli, which is like a steamed rice patty. And then this is like my most favorite thing. It's called rasam.
Rasam? Okay,
And I
I'm gonna go.
always have rasam in my fridge. It's like a South Indian soup.
Oh.
It has some spice to it. It's really good.
Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. Oh.
And then the idli, you eat it with this coconut sauce, which is called chutney.
This is so good. I want to dig in. I'm going to eat these later because I kind of get dig into these things. This is way too much. And then what did you bring?
So she went culture specific, and I did the exact opposite. I went fusion.
Nice.
So it was like Indian Chinese.
Ooh.
So that's Szechuan fried rice. And if I can say, it's a bit of an OG recipe.
Okay, you made it yourself. Made it up yourself.
When I was learning to cook, I threw a few things together, and my family was like, "This is actually good." So here it is.
Honestly, that's the best way to potluck.
Yeah.
I'm always like, let's clean out the fridge and see what happens. Yeah, that is so amazing. Well, this show is based on the experiences of South Asian women. And the thing that I thought was so kind of touching and interesting was the idea of condo wives. So tell me about what that actually means.
Well, I think it's quite common actually here in Toronto that there are certain condo communities where the women who are immigrants have bonded, their husbands work abroad.
Okay.
And so this is the story essentially of where we are at with the three of us being part of this condo establishment. Our husbands are working abroad, they're not present, but the desire to create family, even when your family is somehow not together.
Yeah, finding that community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think, after the whole pandemic, I think we really realized that as human beings, how much we need connection and contact with each other.
Completely. And that doesn't mean you have to have everything in common, but just having kind of connection and consistently seeing different people is such a huge part of life.
Exactly.
That's absolutely beautiful. And when you are kind of getting together and with those kind of groups over food or not, this show is really great because it talks about subjects that could be considered kind of taboo, really hard subjects, marriage issues, health issues, so many different things. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I feel like the show does a very good job at touching on a lot of topics. It talks about, there's a huge stigma around anxiety and depression in our community, and I feel like you're supposed to put on like the strong front. Not a lot of people talk about it within their families or within their friend circle, and I feel like that, like my character specifically, actually deals with anxiety on the show, and then I find like a bond, like a sisterhood bond with these people, and I kind of open up to them. But I don't really talk about it with my husband either, which is very interesting. So I guess like that, like it touches upon it, on that topic, and then it talks about job qualifications. Being an immigrant person over here and not being able to find jobs that match your qualifications is a huge, huge struggle for a lot of immigrant people over here.
The discrimination.
Discrimination around it. I don't know if you want to touch on certain topics.
no,
One thing
absolutely.
I found while watching the show in general, like seeing how fully fleshed out the characters are, because oftentimes when South Asian women in particular are portrayed in television or film, it's very one-dimensional. It's very kind of like that clipboard child-based question.
Yes.
Kid, do you have a kid, and how is it going?
Yeah.
But you really flesh out this like whole human, which is completely accurate and so beautifully done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with the accents, because we were so authentic with that. We didn't go caricature-ish. We didn't like overdo the accents because that's what we see in most TV shows and movies now.
Totally.
Yeah.
So what are you hoping viewers get out of watching Potluck
Oh
Ladies?
my gosh, I just want people to watch it and be like, oh my gosh, that's me.
Yeah.
That's my story. And I think that's the biggest thing we can do when we create any piece of art is for the audience to see a little bit of themselves in it.
Yeah.
And even specifically with Ruby, in the South Asian community, it's just so normal to comment on people's weight or on their appearance. And even within the kind of comfortable, safe space of our potluck community, women are very comfortable doing that because we're so tethered to the pressure and the idea that, you know, society feels that we should look a certain way.
Yeah.
But it's not exactly just predominantly within the South Asian community.
Yeah.
And the body shaming that happens is not specifically to that.
Yeah.
It happens throughout our society, but in very subtle ways.
Totally.
That kind of
and
thing.
so it's a show where you can see it almost acts like a little bit of a mirror to show life. Maybe you have some similarities, but also see some differences, and everyone can kind of relate to this. Again, needing of community and feeling like you can't fully share your full self, but you are doing such a beautiful job doing that. This is such a fantastic show. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to dig in. Oh my gosh, thank you, and huge congratulations to you all. That is our show for today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time for more of the good stuff. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.